name's Margie, I'm from Lockman's Advisors and I'm joined by Megan, one of our senior accountants. So today we're just going to be talking a little bit about employees versus contractors and what the real difference is. How you going, Megan?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. So what can you tell us about these relationships that you have to build as an employer and knowing the difference between when you have an employee or whether you have someone that you're initiating as a contractor?
So there is a pretty big distinction between having an employee and having a contractor. I know that a lot of businesses like the idea of using contractors because there's a lot less obligations, such as you might not need to pay them super, you might not need to withhold tax, but the ATO have been getting a pretty strong opinion on whether a contractor engagement with a business is more like an employee relationship. So they really break it down to like the common law definition of contractor versus employee. So you've got to be thinking, if you are engaging in a contractor, is the work consistent? Is that contractor only working with you? And are they getting paid like on an hourly basis? If it feels more like an employee relationship, there's a good chance it might be. So if it's an employee relationship instead, you need to be looking at an employee contract potentially. You might need to be paying them super. You might need to be withholding their pay-as-you-go withholding tax from the payments that you make to them.
So how easy is it for business owners to make that distinction? Are they the key points that they have to look at is just how many hours that person's working for them, or is there other big factors to look for when that relationship might change?
I think the biggest factor would be, is that person only working with you? If they are, that's a pretty clear-cut clue that it could be more of an employee relationship. If they're working for you full-time, especially if they don't have time to work for anyone else or to advertise their services to anyone else, it's more likely it could be an employee relationship. I think it's important for businesses when they're first looking, if they might want to hire an employee or if they might want to use a contractor, they should think about the kind of work that they want that person to perform, if it will be consistent or if it'll be just a one-off job. If it's a one-off job and they just want to use a contractor, that should not be a problem. But if they want someone to help really grow the business and to become a vital part of that business, it would probably be more beneficial to look for an employee.
Okay, so are there any industries in particular that battle with these sorts of relationships or that should be extra careful in looking at whether they've got employees or contractors, or is it just pretty widespread?
It's pretty widespread, but I know the IT industry do tend to have more of these contract kind of relationships. I think some engineering firms, as well as construction industry. Especially if it's project-based, if the work is project-based, people might be more willing to get a contractor just for that project. But even if it's short-ish terms, so like 6 to 12 months, you might still have that employer relationship instead of just contractor. If it is just a contractor relationship, there may be obligations to pay their superannuation and to pay the pay-as-you-go withholding tax. So that's just something to look out for. If you're not sure, if you want the relationship to be reviewed, definitely get in touch. We'll have a conversation, look at the facts, and be able to tell whether it is, what kind of relationship it really is.
Yeah, beautiful. So if you need any more information, please get in touch.